What's up, positive bitches? How are we doing today? If you're hearing this episode, then you are meant to be here, so keep listening. On that Bitches Positive podcast, sometimes we will laugh. Other times, baby girl, we're going to cry. But we will always walk away feeling our most empowered, positive bitch self. That is babe in true connection with herself. On this podcast, we unbecome who we are not so we can fully step into exactly who we came here to be. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of pouring into yourself. This was inspired by recent events. Last week, I was out and about celebrating Halloween, of course, and another man, ring the bell, has told me he has found his wife in me. I go, oh, really? Is that true, sir? And he takes out his phone and he says, look, I even texted my friend. You're my wife. And you know what? Lo and behold, Cece has still not found her husband. The tale of boys, men, and Cece shall continue on, I suppose. And by the way, did you know that male squirrels will fight to the death? They will kill one another in order to mate with the female squirrel? That's the type of energy that we should be receiving. Seriously, do not approach a goddess without an offering, number one. And number two, I personally adopted the mindset of you all can eliminate yourselves, and the last man standing, whoever made it out alive, maybe that will be my person. But I'm not combing through the files, okay? I have way too much to do and not enough hours in the day. I have to pour into myself. I have to connect to my fellow positive bitches globally. Because the truth is, gorgeous, gorgeous girls get healed by God, not multiple men. And if you find yourself running to other men for validation, it's going to be a long road, sister. Before we get into today's episode, a couple of announcements. If you have not yet tried Magic Mind, sis, what are you doing? I was having these crazy high highs and then crazy low lows, having all these different energy drinks, and I was breaking out. I went to a homeopathic doctor and she told me, Cece, no more of these. And then I found Magic Mind. Magic Mind is truly magic in a bottle because it gives you the perfect boost of energy, but I still feel like I'm in a natural flow in alignment with how I want to create, how I want to think and feel when it comes to making that podcast or making that TikTok. The magic of Magic Mind comes down to its ingredients. It has ashwagandha. It has lion's mane mushroom. This helps you have no jitters, but also get that little umph of energy that you're looking for because it has that matcha. If you want to try Magic Mind, I have a code for you. Get your Magic Mind at www.magicmind.com/CC. That's CIICII LT20. That's www.magicmind.com/CC LT20. You can get 20% off for one-time purchases and up to 48% off for subscriptions with my code CCLT20. That's CIICIILT20. This will be in the show notes. So you can go ahead and click that link and use the code CCLT20 to get that discount. If you've not yet joined the Art of Alchemy course and you want to learn how to get hotter, healthier, and wealthier from your hurt, you are missing out. Oh my gosh, we're having so much fun over there. In the Art of Alchemy, you'll get an activation session, somatic healing, shamanic healing, literally using your breath work, body, and frequency to release older energy so you can make room for your highest version of yourself to come in. Of course, you know I'm going to give you a meditation. We're working with the violet flame gifted to us by Saint Germain. This transmutes older energy, again, making room for your new self to come through. You'll learn mindset hacks, behaviors, habits, everything you need to replace the life you don't want to exist within with a new timeline you will be given. You can find the course, The Art of Alchemy, in the show notes for more information. And last but not least, if you've not yet gotten your copy of Show Up As Her and you're looking for a book that encapsulates everything we talk about on this podcast, get Show Up As Her. The link will be in the show notes. And without further ado, let's get into today's episode. I've been thinking a lot about you, beautiful human beings, and you know, I have to call you out. I'm not sorry. Nope, not sorry at all. I have to call you out because there are mind-bending books out there written by philosophers, poets, enlightened beings, scientists. There are quantum physics books you could be studying right now and changing your reality. You could be reading Show Up As Her right now and be quantum leaping. But you're worried about a man who doesn't even have basic communication skills. You're worried about a man who doesn't have the decency to tell you why he doesn't feel a connection and is ghosting. You're worried about a man who can't even understand himself and you want him to understand you. Sis, that's embarrassing, okay? That's embarrassing. Stop. You need to have a come to Jesus moment, okay? There are so many things on this planet that you could be becoming skilled at to become wealthier, that you could be learning because maybe it's something that interests you, that you could be doing because it's going to bring you pleasure, and you're using your time, your energy, and your focus to worry about someone who's literally a nonchalant, bare minimum human being. Some people are just, what do you want from me? I can't. That is just the truth. Some people incarnated here to be mediocre. They have certain lessons and blessings and medicine in that. Do you really think that you are meant to be aligned with that person who can't text back, who's nonchalant, who doesn't have basic communication skills? Because that's really, really, really interesting if that's what you think. But guess what? Just because you think something does not make it true. It means it's a thought. It's a passive energy form going through your body. I want you to think about all the time, all the energy, all the focus you're giving to someone who doesn't deserve it. And now I want you to think about what you could be doing with that time, energy, focus, awareness, perception if you channeled it back into yourself. Perhaps we would have many, many more millionaires on this planet. Perhaps we would have many, many more books written by you people. Hi, everyone. Perhaps we would have more content creators, more business owners if you stopped giving all your energy away to people who do not respect it, who do not give it back to you, and who do not value you. Let's wake up to our own greatness, shall we? Shall we? Mantra moment. The more I pour into myself, the more others will want to pour into me too. The more I pour into myself, the more others will want to pour into me too. Seriously, say this with me. The more I pour into myself, the more others will want to pour into me too. When you place yourself on the pedestal, so will they. When you place them on the pedestal, they're going to look down at you. And this isn't to play energetic games. This is for you to wake up to your own potential. What are you doing waiting around for people who are giving you the bare minimum? Baby, you're going to starve for the rest of your life if you're going to rely on their breadcrumbs. That's not nutrient dense. And you'll have no energy left for yourself. Worrying about the wrong person literally makes you uglier. Once again, I'm not sorry for giving you the truth of the matter. Why is this? Well, when you're so worried about someone who doesn't give you an equal energetic exchange, you stop focusing on taking care of yourself, doing the workout, going for the walk, doing the meditation, connecting to the divine, eating nutrient-dense food. The more you worry about them, well, now you're in your sympathetic nervous system, so you're not digesting your food as well, so you get bloated. Oh, that's not fun. The parasympathetic nervous system is literally called rest and digest, because when we're calm, we're able to digest our food. But when we're stressed out about that dude or that girl, we're not able to digest, so we get bloated. Then what happens? We start to break out. Now we're either losing too much weight, gaining weight. A host of physical symptoms begin to manifest when you're focused on the wrong thing, because your inner being is trying to tell you, hello, you're not focused on yourself, and you're giving way too much energy to the wrong people. And yes, they are the wrong people. And therefore, your physical reality is going to show you. And now you're going to break out. And now you're going to have disruption in your digestion. And now you're going to start to feel nauseous. You're not going to be able to focus on anything. And now you're going to have a host of 3D symptoms because you are not pouring into yourself. The more you pour into yourself, the more others are going to pour into you. The more you abandon yourself, the more they're going to abandon you. This is energetic law. I'm not making this up for fun, for shits and gigs. This is just the truth. When you understand the laws that you exist within, well, now you're able to use them to your advantage. But when you ignore them, now you're not in control, but they're controlling you. The more you focus on someone else, the more you empower them. They're not taking away your power. You're willingly giving it up because you're choosing with your free will to focus more on them and what they're doing rather than building yourself up. For what purpose? Honestly, one day we're all going to be dead. Do you want to be at the end of your life thinking, wow, if only I didn't give all of my energy to Brad, I could have $1 billion business. If only I didn't give all my energy to Brad, I could have found the person who would have actually loved me back. If I didn't give all my energy to Brad, I could have actually enjoyed my life. Sometimes bringing the mortality of being a human being to the forefront of your brain will wake you up. I think it's a very, very important tool. The other day I was getting a blowout, and I said that to my hairdresser, and she said, Cece, why would you say such a thing? I said, because it motivates me to reach my potential instead of focusing on matters or people that simply do not matter to me in the long run. I came all the way down to this planet and incarnated, not to sit around and be stagnant and wait for people to understand the divinity within themselves so they can understand the divinity within me. If you can't see that, that is not my problem. That's a you problem. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. Worrying about the wrong people, yeah, it does make you uglier because it makes your thoughts ugly. Then you start thinking, well, what's wrong with me? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Why don't they love me? Flip the script. Flip the subject and the object of your sentence. It's not about why don't they love me. You need to ask yourself, why do I want someone who doesn't love me? Why do I want someone who isn't interested in me? I talk about this in my book, Show Up As Her, and I really recommend that you get this so you can start to understand the flip script principle. It's not about the dude. It's about the energetic dynamic they're allowing you to replay because it reminds you of the dynamic you had with the caregiver you crave love from the most. And you're still trying to prove to yourself that you're worthy of love. You're still waiting for mommy and daddy to choose you. You're just waiting for them to choose you through Brad. You have to stop and you need to start choosing yourself. You don't need to understand all the energy dynamics behind this for you to just make a decision right now. I'm going to choose myself. Even when it's hard, I'm going to choose myself. Even when I don't feel like it, I'm going to choose myself because it's never the wrong decision to choose yourself. You need to acknowledge the role you're playing in your own misfortune. And when you do that, you then gain mastery over your reality. Then you're able to reclaim it. But if I just blame Brad for the rest of my life, that puts me in the victim energy. And when you're in a victim energy, you're saying that person has more power than me. That doesn't make any sense. Someone else has more power over your reality than you do. The math, as per usual, does not math in that scenario. You have the most power in your own reality. You get to choose what you give your time, energy, awareness, and perception to. You do, not Brad. Brad is just a floating energy wavelength that has condensed into 3D form. Who cares? Apparently you do. But you have the power to care, or you have the power to refocus on you. Take your awareness back. No one has the same perception, awareness, focus, vessel that you do. No one else exists in the body that you exist within. That alone is your power. Why are you disrespecting it? Why are you assuming that they are more special than you are? And you assume that when you give them more of your time, energy, and focus than you give to yourself, which is only making you uglier because your thoughts are getting ugly, your body's having 3D symptoms, and now you feel terrible. And now you don't even want to go out, because you're putting them on your pedestal instead of yourself, which empowers them and depletes you. And the funny thing is, all of this is in your control. I'm the first person to say, oh, God is in control. God, take the wheel. I'm the first person to say that, okay? But this is a dance with destiny. It's a dance with divine. We are co-creators with God. This part is solely in your power. What are you going to do with it? I had 3 different people ask me to hang out on Sunday, and I said no. My reason was I needed to spend time in prayer, contemplation, and meditation. I needed time to be with just the divine. Because if we want answers, we can't just be talking to God. We also have to listen. I've realized how important my time and energy is because I used to give it away for nothing. I used to be completely codependent, very anxiously attached. And even when I would want to just stay in, do a face mask, be with God, I would say, but this person's asking to hang out. And if I don't hang out with them, then I might miss the opportunity and then we might not be able to. And blah, 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 blah. That was me trying to control everything. That was my past programs talking for me, not me consciously in the present moment choosing for myself. When I used to do that, would gain weight because I was so stressed out hanging out with people who didn't celebrate me. I would break out. I would feel so anxious. I felt like a shell of myself because I wasn't spending enough time in my own energy. And I actually like my energy better than anyone else I've ever met in my life. As I should. I chose to be this energy. I chose to come down and incarnate as this energy. I should like my own energy. If I didn't, that would tell me, okay, we got to go back to the drawing board, date ourselves a little bit more and find out who we are. I used to not like my energy, so I would want to hang out with anyone to distract myself from it. Now that I've hung out with myself, I understand myself, I've molded myself in accordance to God. Well, now I actually like myself, so I'm more picky with who I allow in my presence and who I share my energy with because I know the effect I have on other people and I'm not willing to just give that to anyone. Why? Because as much as I am divine, I'm also a human being and I only have so much energy to give in a given day. And I need to make sure I'm using my energy to fulfill the potential that God has bestowed upon me. I need to make sure I'm using my energy to make God happy, not the mere mortals of this planet. Because me and God have a covenant of my mission and what I'm meant to do here, and that is of the utmost importance to me. And no one will distract me from that. I don't care who you are. I'm not willing to give my time and energy away to just anyone now because I understand how important it is for me to channel my energy in the right places. I would love for you to start asking yourself, what's my return on investment here? Every time I hang out with Billy, he gets to be maybe physically fulfilled, and I leave his apartment questioning, what are we? Not only will I not give my time and energy and presence to anyone, oh God, my body? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Your body is your temple. When you go to a holy place, a temple, it is greatly respected and honored. And it's actually an insult in many cultures when someone doesn't bring flowers or some sort of offering to that temple. People are not only not bringing an offering to your temple, they're disrespecting you and you're still giving them your body. I warn against this because it has detrimental effects to your psyche, your energy, and to your self-esteem. You need to realize how special, how important, how divine you are, how sacred you are. So many souls have wanted to come down to this planet and incarnate during this time, and you got to. You got the chance. Honor your body, honor this existence, honor your spirit. I personally rather hang out with Jesus than give my body away to someone who doesn't understand the sacredness that I bring into a space. If you don't see me as a sacred portal to other dimensions, I really don't want to be near you. I find you uninteresting. I find you quite dense. Magnetic mindset shift. Nonchalant people are not interesting. I rather date the divine than date a dusty. The divine gives me so much. Again, return on investment. When I plug into meditation, prayer, I open the Bible, I read a spiritual text, I get so much grace, so much insight, so much love. My self-esteem rises. My patience builds. I get spiritual growth, self-awareness. When I plug into the divine, I am equally fed and nourished, if not actually just so much more. Because all I have to do is create some silence, some space, and I'm, whoa, I'm fulfilled. Whoa, I'm transcending. Whoa, I'm changing. The divine overfills my cup without a doubt every single time. The nonchalant Chad. What? Another magnetic mindset shift. I talk to women all day and they're so hurt by these nonchalant people. Why are you so hurt? They're like 80% of the population. They're not interesting. Wow, they don't have communication skills. They don't have much to say. They maybe work their 9 to 5, afraid of commitment, binge drinks every weekend, doesn't even like what they do for a living. Why are you hurt by someone who's completely living an illusion, blinded by the matrix? You see, if someone was a philosopher poet with the mind of a genius and they didn't like me, perhaps I could be like, damn, that kind of sucks. But a nonchalant person who has no idea what's going on in the world, who doesn't care to learn, who sits in front of a television and watches sports every day like nothing else matters, why are you insulted that they don't like you? They don't like anything of importance. They don't appreciate the divine. They don't question if there's ET races. They aren't opening a Bible, the Kabbalion. They're not learning energetic law. They don't like anything that's sacred or interesting. Why are they going to like you, who's sacred and interesting, if they like nothing else that is of importance? It actually makes perfect sense. And when the nonchalant person doesn't find you interesting or doesn't want to plug into you, that's a compliment. That's a good thing, because that means that they're so different in the vibration that they're broadcasting that you are, by energetic law, must be separated from them. That's a positive thing. The man who likes nothing of importance or interest or of sacredness, not liking you, is a compliment. Take it as one. Please, for the love of God, take it as one. What's going to give you the biggest return on investment? And every time you choose what you choose, I also want you to think, and what am I giving up? If I choose to hang out with Brad again, who won't give me commitment when I want commitment, what am I giving up? Time that I could be using to align with someone who actually will give me commitment. Time I could be spending with the divine. Time I could just be doing a face mask. Time I could be using to rejuvenate and charge. All of those things. Every time you're choosing what you're choosing, also, what are you giving up? That's something you need to bring to the forefront of your mind and ask. I'm reading the book, The Assignment, and I thought this was interesting because I just read this last night. Murdoch writes, the obsession of Jesus was to finish. He wanted to reach the conclusion of his assignment on earth. He thought it, he talked it, he lived it. Jesus saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and finish his work. I am someone who aspires to embody Christ consciousness. Jesus is my greatest just example of who I want to be. It makes me emotional when I think of Jesus because I truly just love him so much. And I see him as the greatest teacher on this planet. And I'm just so thankful that I am able, just as you are able, to connect to him and talk to him and feel his presence in my life. And honestly, I find it very comforting to know that Jesus existed and he was a healthy masculine energy. And if you don't have a good role model, a father, an uncle, a cousin, a friend, a brother, of what a healthy masculine is, just ask Jesus to allow you to feel him. Allow him to come into your life. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you hate religion. I'm not a huge fan of institutionalized religion. It doesn't feel good to me. But I love Jesus. And Jesus is what is important to me. And I just highly recommend just ask him to allow you to feel his presence, and you will feel him. It will make a difference. I want to talk about the dessert principle, and this is in my book, Show Up As Her, on page 161. The dessert principle will help you understand how to balance your energy if you're out and if there is someone you're interested in. I also want to say, let's broaden this. This principle will help you understand how to protect your own energy so you don't make yourself sick okay? While dating, while connecting with people. And again, this isn't about, oh, I want them to like me. I want them to be obsessed with me. That's a positive side effect. But really, I want you to protect yourself. I want you to see your vessel like God sees your vessel. I want you to honor your divinity, because I'm tired of seeing people disrespect their own divinity and then get mad when other people disrespect their divinity too. Baby girl, it starts with you. When you have a slice of some fabulous tasting cake, that always leaves us wanting more. However, if we were to binge on this cake, even if it was a fabulous cake, it would make us sick. The cake's value does not matter. It could be an expensive cake or a cheap cake. Too much of any cake would cause us to be ill, regardless of its value. Anytime we think of this cake we ate too much of, even the thought of it alone can make us feel sick. Now apply this to energy. When you meet someone and you give them a sliver of your attention, connection, focus, energy, personality, and even body, this leaves them wanting more. It allows you to stay on your pedestal and not lose connection to yourself. However, when you're so nervous about them liking you that you ghost your own morals, beliefs, and values and give them all your attention, connection, focus, energy, personality, and body, this will make them energetically sick and repel them. This has nothing to do with your value, and it has everything to do with how much energy you're giving out. Positive bitch tip. Frequency over force. Let people get to know your authentic energy. Do not force them. Giving a sliver of your energy will always leave others wanting more. Giving too much of your energy will always repel others in the opposite direction. How do you know if you're giving a sliver or your whole cake? You know you are giving a sliver when you feel good, you're being instead of trying to do or get something, and you're enjoying the conversation but not forcing it. You're not manipulating yourself to be a version you think they would like, and you're able to assess what is in front of you. If you feel like you're getting extremely nervous, becoming depleted, having to change yourself so they like you, and trying to control everything, you are stepping into your wounded energies and giving all of your cake away. I know a lot of people are still in the consciousness level of how do I get them to like me? How do I get them to be obsessed over me? I get it. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? How can you stay connected to yourself? How can you remember your divinity? How can you act in a way where you feel good? That's what's important. Not all this other mumbo jumbo. The right people will like you. Why are you trying to force the wrong people to like you? What a waste of this incarnation. What a waste of time. It boggles my brain. What? No, stop it. Stop it. Reel it back in. Magnetic mindset shift. The more I spend time with myself, the more I'm going to like myself, because the more I'm going to get to know myself. And the less I'm willing to give my presence, time, energy, and body away. If you don't know how special your spirit is, no one else has your DNA, no one else has your spirit. If you don't get that yet, you need to spend time with yourself. I didn't like myself because I didn't know myself. And it wasn't until I started spending time with myself that I could like myself, because then I got to know myself. Do you see how it's a cycle? It's not that hard. I don't care if you're just doing a face mask, a hair mask. That's still you filling yourself up. That's still a good return on investment, because you're giving to yourself. You're focused on yourself. You're giving energy to yourself, and you're putting into here rather than over there. Maybe you need to ask yourself the question, how does God view me? How does God see me? Does he think I should just give my time, energy, and body to everybody? Or does he see me as the royal angel baby goddess that I am? I think it's the latter. When it comes to others, I am enacting the God standard, not the gold standard, okay? The God standard. Would God want this person for me? Would God want the nonchalant, uncommunicative, unintelligent person for me? I don't think so. I would be bored. Bored. What are you offering me? Silence? I can give that to myself. Don't really care. Consult the divine. You want to avoid dating burnout? Consult the divine. God, would you want this for me? Would you want me to be anxiously waiting around for Brad, who can't do basic math? Is that who you want for me? I don't think so. Feeling good and looking good is something you get when you pour into yourself. The return on investment when you focus on you is you feel good and you look good. They feed one another. When you feel good, you look good. And when you look good, you feel good. Looking good, though, isn't just about what you look like physically. It's also about making sure your mental space, your spiritual space is feeling good. This is on page 52 of Showing Up as Her. Your thoughts are showing. Our thoughts might be held in the private space of our own minds, but they are felt in the public space of the quantum field. Someone does not need to be a mind reader to tell whether we are happy or sad. Someone can look at another and see the emotional state they're in based on body language alone. This is because our thoughts affect how we physically show up in the world. Every single thought we have creates a biochemical reaction in our body. If you've ever been nervous about an interview, an audition, or even a date, you may have noticed your palms begin to get clammy or sudden stomach ache develops. Our thoughts are in direct communication with our body 24/7, and our thoughts aren't shy about telling our body how to feel. Thinking fearful thoughts will cause our body to slip into a fearful state. And this brings us to the resting bitch face phenomena. Having a smug look on your face, or RBF, is not just the way your face is constructed. If you're having negative thoughts at the bar, your body will show this. If you are thinking that you're unlovable or your friends are prettier than you or no one will like you, this will affect how you show up. And you do get that resting bitch face. You do get that smug face. And then you do look unapproachable because your thoughts are affecting your body, and your thoughts that you think are private are actually public in the quantum field. If you convince yourself that your human connections are now being threatened, your body will shift from the parasympathetic nervous system, or rest and digest, into the sympathetic nervous system of fight and flight. If you want to have big aura energy, if you want to magnetize the right people, places, opportunities towards you, you need to be telling yourself positive things about yourself. You need to be giving to yourself time, energy, attention, perception, awareness, and you need to be authentic about who you are. A lot of times when someone doesn't like us, if we actually got to know them, we wouldn't like them either. Not because it's personal, we're just not in vibrational alignment. Who cares? Honestly, not even God could get everyone to like him. Not even Jesus could get everyone to like him. They have a lot of enemies. Like, damn. So don't expect everyone to like you, and do not take it personal. When someone doesn't like me, I'm like, oh, okay. You weren't hit with the intelligence stick. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, am I kidding? I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't really matter. The point is, I can tell myself that, and it feels good to me. I just think it's funny to have fun with life. And you know what? Being playful, someone who's been in their masculine energy for most of their life and has an A-type personality and it has an extreme personality and gets hyper-vigilant, hyper-focused, obsessive, this type of person, hello, it's me. I need to make sure I'm having fun. And I have fun by telling myself funny narratives. I am so faithful in God to bring me the right person that it actually allows me even more to be my full self. I know if someone's meant for me, they're going to stay in my life. And the other day, someone asked me, oh, like, what's up? And I said, I'm spiraling about ancient Egypt, which, just so you know, I oftentimes spiral about ancient Egypt. There's so much we don't know. There was a princess they recently discovered from ancient Egypt, and her skin cells are still alive because they understood how to wrap a body. They had the advanced technology, knowledge, and understanding of how to do that. Did you know there's tunnels underneath the pyramids? And the mathematics of how they created it's beyond human. Anyway, I will go to Egypt at some point. Manifesting. I'm meant to be there. I'm obsessed with Egypt. I feel like I had past lifetimes in Egypt. So I said that because I think if I scare you away, good, be gone. Beep, boop, bop, be gone. And then I asked something along the lines of, well, how do you think the pyramids were built? And they said, well, by slaves. Why would I believe anything else? And I just bam, bam, bam with the bullet points. I'm literally reading you my text messages right now because I love you, positive bitches. And like, this is a moment for us to share and giggle because we need to have fun. One, also, if he ever listens to this, mind your business. Get off my podcast. Anyway, number one, I love the Bible and read it. I also acknowledge that there were too many different strains of Christianity, so they compiled it into one source, aka the Bible, and left a lot of things out like reincarnation, in parentheses, the Council of Nicaea. It's a great start, but it isn't the whole story. And that's why they tried burning the gospel of Mary Magdalene 7 different times. And by the way, she was not actually a prostitute, if you didn't know. 2, just because we are unaware of something doesn't mean what we think is the absolute truth. There are books like The Chariots of Gods that talk about ancient Egypt and overall history, the Law of One, or you can just look into Billy Carson. He talks about this often. 3, even when you were in school, oh, he's older. Even when you were in school, it was still indoctrination. It's a slow burn. And the point of school was to take children away from their mothers and put them into a system that would cause them to hopefully think differently than their parents and align with the government over family. Hello, indoctrination. And then I said, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And he goes, I appreciate your insight. Like, that's funny to me. I think this is funny. And I just can't help but spread the awareness. You know, it's what I came here to do. Positive bitches, this is Cece from the future. While I was editing, I was thinking, wait, they're probably wondering, Cece, after you said that, what ended up happening? He asked me to dinner and said, I think we would have great conversation. Okay. My point is that when you're authentic, the right people will move towards you, and it just makes life a lot easier. So don't be afraid to say the thing or do the thing or be you. The way I think about this is no person is more important than me being authentic. No person is more important than my potential. No person is more important than my relationship, my covenant, and my mission with God. That's my North Star. And because that's my North Star, I don't care. Like, I can be my authentic self. All of a sudden, I don't have mere mortals on the pedestal because I'm on my own pedestal because I know what I've done with God. I'm there. It's me. It's my life, my awareness, my perception, my mission in honor of God. And because I think that way, I'm not pedestaling, oh my God, Brad and Chad and Billy. Okay, who cares? Who cares? Mere mortals? Wow, not interesting. I owe it to God. I owe it to myself. I owe it to my younger self to do what I was put on to this planet to do. And so do you. No one is allowed to derail my destiny. No one is allowed to steal my passion from me, my projects from me, what I am put on this planet to do. No one's going to steal my life from me. And I'm not going to even let past people who have hurt me steal my life. I'm going to alchemize it, which brings me to remind you, begin, join, align yourself with the Art of Alchemy course if you want to take all of your hurt and turn it into power. You have the power to transform your life, but you have to make the decision to do so. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it's brought some giggles, some awareness, some insight. The sparkle in me, as always, honors the sparkle in you. I love you so much. If you're enjoying this podcast, please leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Get your copy of Show Up As Her. Join some courses. Get a workbook. Get involved. Refocus on you. I have so many resources. The Divine Feminine Healing Workbook, the Miracle Magnetism Workbook, the Calling Your Power Back Workbook, the Pedestal Path course, the 21-day Breakup Glow Up course, the Shadow Alchemy course. Pour into yourself. Learn something new. Stop wasting your time on people who kind of suck. Okay, I love you so much. Mwah.